Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about front end and what that is. Myself, I'm kind of thinking about it slightly different, I guess, to your common understanding. That would be then we are talking about vertical integration. I can imagine backward integration and forward integration. So anything upfront, or in other words, everything what you might find as a customer. If you go to a shop, any corner shop or grocery shop, this is where you see all the things packed nicely that looks pretty, I guess, without all the process how perhaps those products were made in or perhaps developed or manufactured or all the processes that would be required to get that product in front of you in the particular shop. That's just an example how it can look like and how to understand this particular statement and the way of thinking. Front end refers to the user interface. Customer what sees in front of his face. uh, I'm trying to understand it, to be honest. I'm trying to understand it because as someone who builds it, you need to understand it that where the lines are drawn out, right? So you need to understand where perhaps your responsibilities, or if you were to give someone the responsibilities, where that person's responsibilities would end, and where another person's responsibilities would start. And when we're talking about front end, when developing a software or the solutions, but not necessarily limited to software, but you would be user and what a customer, user, prospect would see in front of his face. Uh, Front end refers to user interface and user experience. UI, UX, components of software applications or website that users interact with directly. It is a part of software that is visible and associable to the end user. Front-end development involves creating visual and interactive elements of the digital products. Overall, creating experience, I guess. Telling a story. Telling really a nice story, perhaps using visuals to help to tell a story, using perhaps different ways like sound, images, different ways how you can tell a story to create experience to your end user and how you can do it. Perhaps myself, I should focus more on that. Okay, let's take a look at some of the examples. Web development, front end web development involves creating visible parts of website using technologies such as HTML, hypertext markup language, which I have seen yesterday as an example, as well as CSS, cascading style sheets, and JavaScript. So most likely, I'm gonna be working on JavaScript. Perhaps it's just a lot of names of the projects right now for you, but I would highly recommend for those of you who haven't done it, try it. There are user-friendly experiences that you can find. Some of the software are more basic level, and some of the software, so something that I saw yesterday, it's very advanced. It can require more time, so it's just time. So currently, there's some of those skills that I have. Not that I'm not interested, not that it's not impossible. It's very hard. It just would require time and getting to know some of the software as well as some of the coding language, even if there are a lot of support opportunities and guidelines and videos online available. HTML is used for structuring their content, CSS for styling, and JavaScript for adding interactivity. So every foundation or any fundamental structure has its purposes, and if we're focusing for now on front end, you would get to know every single language that I mentioned, as well as having interviews with some of those software developers, junior, mid-level, or perhaps senior developers. This is some of the questions that you need to understand. Ask those people, and they would be able to explain to you better, perhaps, if you're gonna be, if not right now, perhaps in the future, if you are planning on running a company. Let's bring everyone up to speed, right? Most likely, it would require some sort of understanding of software. It's your own choice if you want to do it or not. User interface, UI design. UI design focused on creating the layout, visual elements, and overall look and feel of digital products. They design user interface that are aesthetically pleasing and easy to navigate. There's a lot of potential there. There's companies or even different contracts that I can find that different government companies looking to hire professionals with regards to these kind of skills, and there isn't. Depending, perhaps they should pay more, but there isn't enough supply, I guess, of professionals who can do it, especially in Europe. User experience, UX design. UX design are concentrated with overall user experience. They ensure that the product is intuitive, user friendly, and meets the need of the target audience. This involves conducting user research, creating user personas. It's a new thing, I guess, and designing user flows. Responsive design with the increasing use of various devices, meaning desktops, tablets, smartphones. Front-end developers and designers need to ensure that they are creating a responsive and overall the product is able to adapt and look good on different screen sizes and orientations. Cross-border compatibility. Front-end developers need to make sure that the websites and web applications work consistently across different web browsers, so they wouldn't break, I guess. It's a performance optimization, optimizing the front-end code for fast loading times and smooth interactions is crucial for providing a good user experience. This involves techniques like code minification, image optimization, and lazy loading. Accessibility, ensuring that digital products are accessible to individuals with any disadvantages those people might have. I guess it might be important aspect of front-end development. This includes providing alternative text to images using semantic HTML elements and following web accessibility guidelines. Overall, if you're just starting out, that might be overall is some of the things what I'm pointing out might be too much to learn, I guess, and overall know of. But I guess over time, and if you hire a person, that person needs to be aware of if that would be just core of his responsibility, overall experience, and creating that great experience. But if you yourself, you need to develop everything front end, back end, take care of managing the company's sales, managing everything, as well as cover all the bases. Oh, it's hard. It can be hard. Front end frameworks and libraries. Front end developers often use frameworks and libraries like React. Most likely, is one of those projects that I'm going to be doing is going to be on this particular system, as well as there are different projects, but based on time, there are my new projects coming in. Uh, Yeah, most likely I'm gonna use this particular one. What's the reason? I don't know. I don't know. So based on my homework and what I did, most likely I'm gonna work or begin working with that, as well as with the matter of perhaps next to how fast the industry is moving, right? So with a matter of 2 years, myself or I would need to hire someone else that would use completely new framework. Version control. Front-end developers typically use version control systems like Git to manage changes to their code base, collaborate with others, and track revisions based on the structure, how you want to structure your project. And if there's going to be a QA team, for example, testing and debugging. Throughout testing and debugging are essential to catch and fix issues in the front-end code before development or deployment. If you're looking to improve your overall health, I would highly recommend to purchase my book. I have recently published this particular book, focusing a lot on fitness and overall industry and where to begin, especially if you're just starting out. There's the information on that, how you can understand or how to structure your routines, training, diet plans, rest based on your goals. From there, short, medium, and long-term goals. If you're perhaps looking to make money out of the industry, and if it's something that you're interested, I'm sharing some examples how others did it, and I'm trying to make this book very interesting for everyone out there to read it. You can find this book in the description below, as well as top retailers has it. In summary, front-end developers is critical part of creating digital products that are visually appealing, user-friendly, and accessible. It involves a combination of design and development skills to bring the user interface and user experience to life. Uh, Functionality is starting a block that I would highly recommend to focus on, especially developing MVP. And from there, once you have it, you have something to show. From there, you can focus on user experience and how to make this project overall that you are developing more interesting. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.